Welcome back, everybody. Today we're going over this Gunvault quick access safe here that you see in front of me. I've had this one in for 6 months now and used it literally every day, testing it out for this review. So I woke up every morning and opened the safe and closed it and then gone about my daily business. So this one here is not biometric. I'm not a fan of biometric safes at this point as a technology in 2018 anyway. I've just seen them fail too many times to recommend them. I tend to kind of want to go with combination or simplex type locks because they don't fail, right? They're proven technology. However, this one is not that. This is electronic, but it's very simple, which I like, and it also has backups and redundancy to it, which I also like. So basically you have these 4 buttons here on top that you can program in your code. Whatever code you want, it's up to you. You program it as you see fit. I programmed this one pretty simple, and you probably heard the beeps there as I was putting the code in, and you can actually turn those beeps on and off if you want. So if you want it to be silent, you can do so. If you want it to beep when it opens, you can set it like that. You can probably see, I'm not sure if the camera picks it up, but there is a light that comes on the inside as well for the first 6 or 7 seconds once it opens to let you see the contents if you're in a low light environment and try to see what you're grabbing at there. It is made of 16 gauge steel. It has the little locking mechanism here on the front that latches into another piece of steel here on the top. Foam lined interior. This middle piece here is not steel. I can pull this out here. You guys can see it does fit standard full-size pistols just fine. Glock 17 with a light, and CZP10C here with a light. Again, there's plenty of room for more. You could probably put both pistols on one level actually if you wanted to. This middle divider does come out if you want to. It's polymer. And this thing is powered by 2 different sources. So it has this thing here, which is the AC adapter, which plugs in here on the, well, as I look at it anyway, my left side here of the safe. And you can run it on just power, standard electrical power if you want to. But it also has a backup battery on the inside. You can run it on just the battery if you want to as well. It's a 9-volt battery, and that battery will last up to 5 years according to Gunvault. So since I've had this, again, 6 months, 3 months I ran it with just the AC, 3 months I ran it with just the battery, and no issues either way. So that's pretty cool, right? And this thing is loaded with a bunch of features, some of them that we mentioned so far, some that we haven't. We'll close it up here and kind of talk about just the design of it real quick. It has these little rubber tabs here to prevent it from actually slamming into a table or something like that if you have it mounted like that, which we'll get to in a second as well. And if you look at the front here, it's kind of sealed up all the way around. You could get something really small in there to pry it, because that's what I was thinking. You know, how do you defeat this when I first got it in? But whatever it was would be so thin that you probably wouldn't have a lot of prying force to it. So if you had like a screwdriver that was thin enough to get in there, it's unlikely that it would be strong enough to pry open. It's certainly possible. With enough time, anybody can get into anything. That's absolutely true. But this is to, you know, keep like little kids or something like that that you don't want to have access to your pistols, or most smash and grab criminals as well. It'll keep them out of there. So there is that. To mount it, there's a bunch of different options. We have holes here on the sides to mount if you want to mount it like that on both sides of the safe. There's also a hole on the back if you want to mount it like that. You can also use this for cable access. So it doesn't come with a cable, but if you want to buy a cable and cable tie this down, any of those holes will work in order to do that. Also, on the bottom is how we have sort of the standard matrix there, and it can be mounted vertically. So if you wanted to mount it to a wall like that, you certainly can do so. But we have all the different mounting points here, and it does come with a little diagram that you can mark it up, and that way you can mark it without having to have the actual safe on there and do that. So I think I listed most of the important features of it, but I mean, really it has a ton of stuff going for it. You can set it up also so that if somebody tries to move it, there's an alarm on it, a motion sensor, so you can turn that off. I have mine turned off, obviously, as you guys have seen here throughout this video. But it'll beep for 10 seconds, a real like kind of quiet beep, and then after 10 seconds, if you don't put the right code in, which will open it, the alarm will go off. There's a speaker right here on the, as I look at it anyway, the left side of the safe that will go off. It's not like insanely loud, but if you were carrying it, let's say, it'd probably be pretty annoying and you'd probably not want to carry it. It would demotivate you to do so anyway. So that's pretty much it. The other big factor, of course, that we want to discuss, those geese are pretty serious back there. The other big factor that we want to discuss, of course, is price. So this one here, look around online, it's going to be generally $150-ish. So we'll put links down below for you guys to check it out if you want to pick one up. But I do like the redundancy of it. I like the redundancy of power systems. I like the fact that you can just plug it in, and 9 times out of 10, probably 99 times out of 10, it's just going to run off that and be just fine. But the battery's there in case your power's cut. And then, of course, we also have the key to open it should both of those systems go down. So that's pretty much it. It's a pretty simple product that's worked every time I've tried it, which for me, that really does matter. If you guys have any questions about it, you can always post down below in the comment section. You can also post over at my Facebook page. As always, that's generally speaking the best way to get in touch with me, because I see comments over there much more so than I do YouTube and other places. So we're losing the light here. We're going to cut the video off, and the sun's about to head down. If you guys like what you saw here and you're not subscribed, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you're already subscribed, thank you very much. Either way, I hope to see all of you in the next video.